Are you upset at what's happened to your house, your home?
We've all heard the ghost stories, the spirit sightings, floating apparitions, or perhaps the evil demons which are becoming more and more popular in the public domain of paranormal research and investigation. As researchers, we seek the answers by mostly trying to achieve communication via the latest technology, perhaps mixed with old school techniques and spiritual mediumship.
I hope I pronounce his name properly. We'll just stop this now.
We then present our findings to the location owners, colleagues and the wider public who have a passion for all things mysterious. But who are these spiritual energies? Why are they still wandering the physical domain in locations they were once associated with? Our team will dive deep into the actual energy that is still making contact with this realm. What are they protecting, hiding, emotionally upset about, and why have they not moved on to other dimensions, especially the afterlife? We will trawl the historical archives, maps, old photographs, myths and legends, and whispers from within the local communities as we attempt to build the full picture. This research will take us through the deepest, darkest caves with rumours of secret tunnels, old castles with several apparitions, and even the mysterious secrets of the Knights Templar, told from the afterlife. We will follow the trail of several seen energies that we have all heard about in Scottish history. Join us as we go deeper into the unseen worlds, more in depth than many have gone before, and all while using known and unknown techniques to communicate with the afterlife. Open minds which discount nothing and attempt to clarify what millions of people worldwide report. Reality is so much stranger than fiction. Most of it is hidden to our physical senses, conditioned out of us as mere imagination as kids, and even ridiculed by those who have not touched the unseen. We are about to shed light on the subject from deep within Scotland. Come join us with this journey.
Where? No way.
That's a sign.
Tim.
That was a sign.
We've been getting Tim through the audio. We come to chase a mouse, see what was making a noise over here, and we're brought right to this. We didn't know it was there. How is that for a synchronicity? Coincidence?
Her apparition is said to wander the grounds of this spectacular Gothic-style building, hidden deep within the country of Fife. It's Lady Crawford and her priory. Crawford Priory is a stunning Gothic mansion that was constructed to its current style around 1809, sitting upon an earlier building that was named Crawford Lodge, 1758. These lands belonged to the Lindsay Crawford family and would find themselves in the hands of Lady Mary Lindsay Crawford around 1808. The priory sits around 2 miles southwest of Cooper in Fife, and next to the village of Springfield. Its older stables are now a complete redevelopment as stunning houses nestled within the estate. Lady Crawford was often described as strange by some. She never married for one, and she had an amazing love for animals, preferring their company to most of the people. Some say she was highly religious, but the wonderment here is whether highly religious or highly spiritual, which are rather different approaches. There is a pet cemetery to the rear of the priory with headstones to all her pets. She was so fond of every single pet that her will left adequate funds to look after them all. Her pets were, however, a little less fond of the spirits that walked Crawford Priory prior to the passing of Lady Crawford. We have uncovered information with the help of our followers, friends and contacts with regards to the property where Lady Crawford was alive and living here. Lady Mary Lindsay Crawford often, as has been told, was in the company of spirits herself. She did not mind these at all and most likely embraced it fully. Some of her pets, however, did not like the extra company. On occasion they would refuse to enter a room if the spirits were about, or would walk on one side of many of the corridors if one was coming the other way. One of our friends has reported to us that as a child she heard that one particular cat would not pass through a set of double doors. It would take a run up to the open doors and would jump in. The cat in question would walk through all the other doors, just not this particular one. So who or what was lingering and causing such behaviour in Lady Crawford's pets? It's been suggested that a past butler may be the cause, still wandering the corridors and rooms of this Gothic building. Another suggestion is that of one of the Lindsay Crawford family, possibly the brother who may still also be attached to the property. This is an area we hope we can gain answers, possibly through our ITC techniques from inside the ruins of this property. Lady Crawford passed to spirit in 1833, leaving her splendid property, her pets and the lands behind. Or did she? As reports were quick to surface about a white apparition floating gracefully through the house and surrounding land as if in search of something. Some suggested it was in fact Lady Crawford herself. Was she in search of her beloved pets? This certainly seems to be the suggestion. Our researcher Kyle Stewart had an eerie occurrence here, in the area between both the Priory and her final resting place at Lady Mary Wood. It was next to the bad corner that has a track that goes up to the borough area where many park their cars. In the shadows of the wood on that rather strange spooky night, he witnessed what could only be described as a white apparition of a lady standing there, with a shroud on and no shoes on her feet. Of course, this startled him as he drove past. This was during late spring and early summer at around 10:30 PM, after cutting through this way to go home after dropping a friend off. He does recall long dark hair, and although night time, it was a lightish night. He cannot shake the image of that night, and did not look back after passing. Such was his shock. Incidentally, a mere months later, Kyle's dad, Greg Stewart, was driving past the exact same area when all his electrics in the car just died, only to recover as he got further along the road around the said bad corner. Was this Lady Crawford making her presence known? How many others have seen an apparition and not come forward for fear of ridicule? This takes me nicely onto a story I was told around 2005, where a friend of a friend was driving past the crossroads at Springfield near the estate. He too said he witnessed a white apparition floating through the area, so much so he hightailed it out of there fast. Connected? I think it is, and it seems either Lady Crawford is not at rest, possibly due to vandals attacking her property and burial site, or we have a non-sentient replay. I think it may be the first, however, due to multiple sightings and different areas. One such case is a reader of the fantastic blog created by Alex Cochran, where a comment was left with the following from a lady named Susan in 2014. My boyfriend used to live in the old stable block. We were having coffee in the lounge when what appeared to be a female walked in, then out. We both saw this and we ran down the stairs to see who it was, we found no one. Again, is this Lady Crawford? And was she looking for her beloved horses? Or perhaps just checking her old locations and letting people know she is here? We will walk the lands around the Priory. We will even dare to brave the ruins carefully and respectfully in search of communication with Lady Crawford and attempt to find out what her message is from beyond the grave. We will then make our way to Lady Mary Wood, where she is buried inside her mausoleum, to see if we can catch a glimpse of her in the area, or perhaps again gain some type of communication from beyond the grave. Will she communicate with us? Will she tell us any new information? Or will we find other non-physical energies willing to open up or speak with us? Crawford Priory is now in a rather bad way, with the roof removed and open to the elements. The building itself has become a little dangerous due to the possibility of falling masonry and wood, among other things. There are still signs of how extravagant this location was, and it's easy to see why Lady Crawford loved this location. We make our way carefully through the ruins and rubble in search of any non-physical energies that may still walk the area. We monitor the environment carefully. We attempt audio communication, which in my opinion is the best area for paranormal data gathering. We will use ITC techniques here in the hope of furthering our understanding of who Lady Crawford is and what she wishes to communicate with us. ITC is an abbreviation for the term instrumental trance communication. The practice involves communication with non-physical entities through electronic devices. ITC can involve the use of, but not limited to, audio recorders, televisions, radios, telephones, and other electronic devices, with the full intention of gaining meaningful data from the unseen in forms ranging from voices and images through to text and numbers. The term ITC was first coined by Dr. Sinkowski in the late 1970s. Dr. Sinkowski is a well-known researcher and investigator in the field of ITC research and experimentation. He has contributed much time and effort towards the understanding and working of ITC. Many are aware of EVP, electronic voice phenomena, which has even made appearances in Hollywood blockbusters and many paranormal TV programs. Other ITC techniques are less known to the general public, with some techniques also shunned by certain factions within paranormal research and investigation. We're going to tell the story of Lady Crawford.
With respect and your best interests. Are you upset at what's happened to your house, your home? Tell us what your favourite animal was. Pose for your pint.
We've just witnessed 7 audio capture highlights from one of our ITC sessions at Crawford Priory. The standout here is a reference to someone who took her. The name Alfie, which we regularly get through many sessions and devices, and told we need to work when we asked if she was happy for us to tell her story. We also hear a male voice saying they are watching us, that they also want gates, and we can only assume on the house, or perhaps her nearby mausoleum, which seems to be accessed and authorised by some who are damaging the area. We would also highlight the audio saying she loves little horsey, as due to her research we have found she did leave her will specifying the care of the horses.
Basically, just a swept radio. The system sweeps across the radio band, and that gives the spirits and entities something to, like bits of speech and music and stuff. They make voices out of it, and it allows them. You can hear them talking. You can hear it. You can tell it's not just radio fragments, but they'll address you by name. Sometimes they'll swear at you.
Could you please communicate with us? First of all, I'm going to ask, is there any energies in the area? Could you do something physical in here for us? Maybe you can come forward and just give us a little indication. You're watching us, aren't you? We gained a lot of references to watching us, what we were doing, and a few names to add to the collection of captures. An example is children, then likely Crawford is spoken. They even at one point say they are behind us, and then seemingly we can hear what sounds like names greeting each other. This is of little surprise, as when the audio sessions continue, it takes a somewhat darker twist, and possibly due to religious aspects, with suggestions of summoning, monks, and a certain he being referred to. Is this the male figure we have heard speaking in the past during our visits? Such was the clarity that we thought a dog walker or visitor had arrived. Could there, in fact, be additional energies walking these lands? At this point, it felt like it was more questions than answers from our spirit communication attempts at Crawford Priory.
Do you hate the vandalism?
Burning.
What's the name of this building?
Someone's right. Evil. And monk. Yeah. 5 years.
We've been searching for Lady Mary Lindsay Crawford's apparition at Crawford Priory. We have focused our search on the Priory, even though we did visit her final resting place in Lady Mary Wood. However, due to our full respect for her resting place, as this project proceeded, we felt that the integrity of the project would be best served focusing on the lands around her beloved Priory. We did visit and pay respect to her resting place though, something as a team we felt we should do. Have we found her through our techniques though? What research can we share with you? We feel we may have had brief communication with an energy which at least knows Lady Crawford, purely due to the captures such as Little Horsey and some of the other references that would match her life story. We also, however, feel that another darker male energy may be present here too, At this point we have no idea who this is, but feel a possible religious connection purely going on our audio files. Our historic research also brought up a surprising find. We discovered that by pure accident, that Lady Crawford's family are connected back to Balgony Castle and Jean Lindsay, who featured in our Mary Sybil search. Lady Crawford is an 11 times great-granddaughter of Jean. Astonishing coincidence, or were we led? Perhaps in future searches we will find those answers, just like we may find out who is Alfie, because this energy is following us around locations in our audio sessions. Stick with us while we try to find out.